Hi guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension, and today I wanted to do just a really brief VR to a channel by the name of Guidwife. I believe it's Guidwife, and the video is Halloween the New Christmas. This was brought to my attention earlier this morning and by a friend of mine. And, you know, I was not surprised by it, but I just kind of wanted to put my own 2 cents in there. I'm not trying to be about drama or stirring anything up, and I wasn't triggered or anything like that. I just want to add, because I don't think anything that she said in there was trying to be, what's the word? She was just, you know, giving her own perspective. I don't think it was coming from a bad place at all, but I just don't agree. And not with the whole thing, just some of it. You know, the commercialism and all that of how Halloween is becoming very popular, like in your Michaels and your Hobby Lobbies and everywhere. I mean, you're seeing it on the internet, you know, on your social media. But, and you know what, honestly, I think that's no different than any other thing. Most things are commercialized. Not that I agree with all of it, but for certain things like witchy and fortune-telling stuff, I think that stuff is fun. I like that kind of aesthetic, especially if you're, you know, creating a scene or taking pictures, or you're an artist of some sort, or you're on YouTube and you're creating videos, having a sign back behind you that says, you know, takes like fortune telling or something like that. I think that's fun. I don't see any harm in it, personally, myself. But some of the things that were talked about in the video were like talking about like certain people, you know, the definition of what a witch is, okay, and going through the different definitions. And do you gotta go potty? Do you want to go out? Okay, I think he's all right for right now. But some of the things that were talked about is like witch aesthetics and you know, seeing stuff on social media and seeing people walking around with like shirts that are witchy, or seeing a video someone's got like and I don't know if she personally said this, but this is just me putting my own words into it, but or my own 2 cents. So if someone's got like a mug that says overtly witchy things, or, you know, painting your nails black, or wearing a crucifix, or not a crucifix, a pentacle or a pentagram or whatever, how that is sometimes perceived as somebody just, what was the word she used? Just being so like enthralled with wanting to be a witch, but not actually being a witch. And my whole point of doing this video is just that, how do you know? It is so easy to judge another person for maybe what is on the outside, or how do you know? Witchcraft, to my understanding, is different for different people. It's a spiritual path. So what one person does in their craft doesn't mean another person does it in their craft. Yes, I have tarot cards. Yes, I have crystals. Yes, I do crystal grids like you can see behind me. Yes, I work with herbs and I make stuff and I make candles and all that, and I do spell work. But how do I know that the next person that maybe seems all witchy and just has these funny slogans. How do I know that they're not practicing? Unless I'm actually in their mind and know their thoughts, it's not for me to say what somebody else is doing in their path or what they term themselves as. I don't like labels because they limit us, you know? So when I say that, it's not that I wouldn't label myself as a witch. I would label myself as a witch and way more stuff. But I don't think it's anybody else's business. I mean, my goodness. You get that in so many other religions. I guess, you know, because growing up Christian, and a lot of these chats, I will see people bashing Christians. But the fact that they're sitting there bashing Christians, all Christians, instead of saying some Christians, it's no different than what Christians have done to witches. It's the same thing. So rather, for me, my opinion is, rather than look at the things that make us different, embrace the things that bring us together or the common interests that we have. And if you see somebody that's starting new, instead of making a video stating that you think that some of them, and this is just my own words, but this is the perception that I got from it, that some witches, just because they have this certain aesthetic, are not really witches. If they're not working with herbs, if they're not doing candle work, if they're not doing this or that, then they're not really a witch. Technically, you don't need all those things to practice witchcraft, in my opinion, because it comes down to your intentions and what you put out. You don't even have to say a spell if you don't want to. If it's in your head, it's in your head. But how can anybody else determine what's in somebody else's head? And if by any chance they are brand new to witchcraft, and then they see somebody bashing them, and bash is not the right word. I'm sorry, that's not the right word. That's not what she was intending, at least not that I could see. But she was definitely opinionated about what she would consider a real witch and somebody that just wants to be a witch. And I don't think that anybody, unless you are that person, can determine what somebody else's spiritual path is. And let's come together. And if you do see somebody that's maybe new to it, offer a helping hand, or, lift them up a little bit, instead of saying, well, yeah, you haven't done what I've done in my practice, so you can't be a witch like I am. I mean, I just see that across the board in any kind of religion. No matter which way you look at it, it's just being judgmental and, not accepting of people in general, and assuming. And like I've said before, assumptions are never good. Yes, they make us look like beep beeps. So I'm sure I'm going to have some people that disagree with me about what a witch is, and, putting their 2 cents in there, and that's perfectly fine. And I always welcome your comments and all that, as long as it's done in a respectful manner, because this is my channel and these are my opinions. So but like I said, I'm not trying to stir up any problems or anything like that. I just want those ladies to know, or men to know, that just because you might not have this or that in your practice, or you're just starting new and you like the dark clothes and you like the, wearing a pentacle, the things that would be cliche of what a witch would look like, that's okay. You know what? It's your creative expression. It's your choice. You can be whoever you want to be, and you can practice whatever you want to practice, and it shouldn't be anybody else's business unless you're harming them or harming other people that they can personally see. And that's not what was being discussed here. So I am sending you all love and light. Thank you.